Catherine D'Amato, Greater Boston Food Bank. The Greater Boston Food Bank serves 190 cities and towns in 9 counties of eastern Massachusetts. We handle food from manufacturers, wholesalers, retailers, all the way from farmers and growers through the system. Serve about 90,000 people a week. And to put it in perspective, 1 in 9 residents of Massachusetts needs our services. 1 in 8 is utilizing our services nationally. 1 in 7 Americans is food insecure, and 1 in 6 Americans is in poverty. So if you kind of frame our work and maybe our conversations around those 9, 8, 7, 6, if you remember nothing else, at least from my words. How'd I get here? I grew up in an immigrant Italian family. My grandparents were farmers. To own land in America was a very big deal. And they couldn't speak English. They couldn't write it, but they owned a piece of land and farmed it. From there, I grew up in a working class family. My father was a teamster for Blue Seal Bread. And when I was 8 years old, he opened a restaurant. And from there, I learned that if you were a nun or a priest coming through the front door, you got a free meal. And if you were a beggar asking to work in exchange for food through the back door, you got a free meal. So as an 8-year-old, I tried to put these together. What do these two things have in common? That these two populations of people get free food. And that lesson stayed with me for a very long time. My undergraduate's in theology, went back and did a degree in business. And so the issue of social justice became very important to me. And food is a social justice issue for me. To just bring through what do I want sort of for the world, hunger is not about food. There's an ample amount of food in the world. Maybe it's not in the right places, or in the right ways, or the production of it might not be correct, or its utilization, or its location. But there is ample food, and better in this time. My grandfather taught us to use every bit of the pig but the squeal. All the way through now, I have a 26-year-old that grows his own food and is a part of growing food in Boston area. So it's like 3 generations later it lives on. But for me, the wish is that people can walk through the front door of any retailer and buy their own food and feed their families in whatever way they so choose. So my journey was clearly set by generations before me, and as a third generation food distributor, it's very clear to me about the impact of providing access to food, and more importantly, in this time that you all are a part of, healthy choices, safe choices, thinking about biodynamic farming practices, and being able to give the person that's in poverty equal access and the right to the same resource that you and I all have to be able to walk through the front door. So that's my wish, to be able to walk through the front door and to be able to get the food that you need for your family.